Hi, I'm Maureen Fitzgerald and the author of this Substack Journal of a Recovering Lawyer. I'm sorry I haven't been on in a long time. I've actually been writing another book, but in any event, I am here today to finally announce my new book, which just came out. I hope that comes up frontwards. Anyways, Wake the F Up, The Essential Guide to Spiritual Awakening and Freedom. And it's available on Amazon now, or you can come by my house and get a copy. I am so delighted. As many of you know, this took me 7 years to write, the longest in the history of my book writing. Today, I was just going to put my back cover on to, promote the book. And then I thought, no, I want to read a section from the book today. That's why I wrote this book. So I'm just going to read this for you today and then leave you with this. And please share this with all your friends. It's a great Christmas gift for those people who are at that place in their lives. So this is from my book, Wake the F Up, why I wrote this book. It starts out with a quote from Eckhart Tolle, which reads as follows: "We are in the midst of a momentous event in the evolution of human consciousness, but they won't be talking about it in the news tonight." That's Eckhart Tolle. I practiced law for about 20 years and wrote 11 books before I woke up. Indeed, I had no idea what consciousness was until I fell into the so-called dark night of the soul. One day I found myself in complete despair. I lost all joy for life and found no comfort in the many things I had once loved. Although I had suffered existential pain and intermittent depression for most of my life, I could not shake the funk. I kept asking, what's the point? Even though I had friends, family, and an abundant life, for months I lived under a dark cloud. I guess I should not have been surprised, since I had spent most of my life searching. I had kept thinking that if I obtained one more job, one more friend, one more university degree, then I would finally be happy. But as you may suspect, nothing external brought me lasting happiness. During my dark night, the only thing that brought me joy was reading the wisdom literature, the books in Banyan Bookstore. I spent weeks at libraries and bookstores, everything from Krishnamurti to Eckhart Tolle to Pema Chodron, and I watched thousands of videos and read thousands of articles from psychology to philosophy to spirituality and non-duality. My aha moment. After over a year of reading, I realized something quite profound. Most of the mystics and the sages over the centuries have been saying almost the exact same thing. They said this: we can only end human suffering if we break through the illusion of separation. In other words, we can only live in bliss if we break through our limitations of our mind and the trappings of our egoic state of consciousness. We can only be truly free, whole, and happy if we wake up. Once I realized this, I decided to pull together all that I had learned and write a book on how to wake up. My aim was to save myself and others from unnecessary suffering by writing a handy guide so that I could refer to it every day. So after many years of researching and testing hundreds of concepts, I finally pulled everything together and merged it with my own experiences and wrote this book as a step-by-step guide. The bottom line: I now realize that my dark night and this writing journey, like every other experience in my life, was a gift. It was the precious thing that I needed to help me realize who I am and not live a half life. Although it was painful, it was the best thing that could have happened to me. Plus, I'm now able to help others wake up. My only hope with this book is that I will help you wake up here to your divine self, your unique destiny. As Michael Brown, in his book, The Presence Process, says, remember that your life is a divine destiny unfolding deliberately according to a sacred blueprint. that in each moment invites you to show up and fulfill your highest potential. I'm sure you already realize that we humans are all amazing, powerful creators, and we're born innocent and designed to live in peace, abundance, and joy on this planet. However, we have been conditioned to think that we are meaningless blips in the universe. We live in fear and scarcity, not realizing that we have the capacity to wake up. At this point in time, we all have the capacity to escape the insanity and create heaven on earth. But to do this, we need to wake up. So thank you very much. Here's the back cover of the book and the front cover again. I'm very excited. I'm going to do a formal book launch in January. If you want to come to that, I'll post that. And I'm also starting a book club. So if you read the book and you want to join me in discussing it, I would love to do that in January. Anyways, have a wonderful holiday season, and we'll talk soon. Thank you. Bye.